Life is about enjoyment, about movement, about feeling the earth under your feet, about breathing deeply, dancing freely, about the sun on your skin, traveling far away, learning from mistakes, creating, forgiving, loving, letting go. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Try it. Be kind to yourself, but also to everything around you. Honor even the tiniest creature, like an ant or butterfly." I started the project, basically it was not really conscious, or I didn't know that it's a project, because I just started to photograph my sister when she was born in 2008. It was just like the time that we would spend together, because we live in different countries. She lives in Latvia and I live in Estonia, so I would go there and I would make some pictures. And the place where we would meet, it was Kursishi. And it's beautiful to see that first she's kind of shy and she's like kind of a bit hiding from the camera, then she becomes actually very free and she like performs for the camera, but in a very authentic way. And then now what I feel, that maybe she's a bit like becomes more teenager and becomes more aware of like the body and how she's, but still she's very present. In Kursishi, by our this territory, there was next to it there was the forest, and it always was there, and I actually never photographed it when it was there, but at some point it was taken down, and it was such a kind of a violent action to not to have the forest anymore there. But then at some point my father said, in a few years it will be fine, it will be back, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then actually it started to grow. It's not this kind of great forest, but it's nice because it grows really fast. Of course, like the greenhouse is also one of the important subjects. It became like a studio for taking portraits of my sister, and then you can see there are like, we actually have 4 of the greenhouses. So some are like more messy and wild, and some are more which have like a lot of tomatoes or cucumbers and pumpkins, whatever. I think this idea of like time and time passing, it's really present, and also in my other projects. I mostly photographed it with on a film, and mostly with a middle format camera, but it's a bit like strict. There is something which it takes time, that it's not so spontaneous. And then in the last years I also started to photograph digital, and I somehow like this contrast where this digital gives more like it's more spontaneous, and it's also I have this like more of a macro lens where I can get more close to the subject to really see like the pores of skin, like then when she's like photograph goosebumps when my sister is like getting cold, and for me this was important to also get more close to my subjects, and it's for me more like this more of spontaneous way of photographing. And when we are going through the rooms of the museum, so we can also see how first room is more like strict, more like framed, this kind of typological way of showing something, and then it becomes more and more loose. And the last room, it was like very interesting also to work with my curator, and how we were trying to create this like more airy and more that you would feel more of a movement in the way how we present it. And I think this may be an interesting part of the installation and the process. For me it was quite a challenge maybe to write a letter, and it's something which I would actually, if I was not an artist, I would probably never do it. And I like that it's like art sometimes pushes me, and I felt when I collected the work, and I was like, okay, I like this photography which I have, but I felt that I have to be more generous, and I have to kind of get somewhere else. But I'm glad I did it, because it's basically what I say, that it's a letter to my sister, but it's a letter to me. It's so difficult to express myself in words, and much easier in photographs. It's my way to understand, to love. I don't know if this letter will make sense for you now, but maybe it will in a few years. Your sister, Diana.